The quarterly business review was an idea that I got from a local sales expert, Mike Dugan. I was reading through an industry magazine. Actually, it's put out by our local newspaper, but it's all about local business here in the Norfolk market. And he had an expert article in there, and he was talking about the concept of a quarterly business review. And the idea is once a quarter, hence the name, you sit down and you have a review with your client, hence the word review in there, and you talk about business terms, hence the word business. So quarterly business review is pretty self-explanatory once you think about the individual words. So we started doing this immediately. And at first it was a little awkward because we were talking in terms of business with some of our clients who had never really talked to us in terms of business. They just talked to us in terms of marketing and advertising. But we very quickly got used to it and got them used to it. And the goal is to sit down and talk in business terms, not only about what we've done for them recently, but what's coming up in the next quarter. This is really helpful for us, and it's really helpful for coordinating with the client because the clients know in their minds, and maybe they've got something in writing, but certainly they could tell us very quickly if we ask what's coming up in the next 90 days. If they're a retailer and the holidays are coming up, then guess what? They're going to talk about the holidays, right? If it's a retailer and Halloween's coming up in the next 90 days, they're going to talk about Halloween and how they can inject some sort of Halloween promotion into the marketing and advertising that we're doing. If there's nothing coming up, then we'll talk about something else. But the reality is there's always something coming up. There's always a change to their business. There's always a new offering that they haven't expressed to us yet. There's always a new angle or a new market. Or there's always something. There's always something new that we need to know that we just don't know yet because we haven't asked the question. So the format for these quarterly business reviews is typically Jake, who is our digital marketing manager, and Jamal, who's our project manager, and maybe one or two other people will have either a video call or an in-person meeting with each one of the clients once a quarter, and we actually track this out. We know when they're coming up and when they're due, and they sit down and they go over metrics for the last 90 days. This is our opportunity to tell them things like, we got you X number of leads, which generated a potential in Y number of dollars in revenue. This is where we can say everything that we did for them. What have we done for them lately? We need to remind them about all the good things that we have done for them because it's very easy to forget because they've got other things going on. We can't assume that they remember all the goodness that we've done for them. They don't. They don't remember. They may not even know. So it's our responsibility to tell them what we did for them in the last quarter and how things like visitors or leads have increased since the beginning of the quarter. And then the meeting shifts to what's coming up. I already went over the what's coming up part, so I won't go into detail about that again. But the quarterly business review has been a super good tool for us to communicate with our clients beyond the normal reports that we send them and beyond the everyday text messages and phone calls. It's a very formalized meeting. We do it on a regular basis. There's a goal to it. We talk in terms of business, things that are important to our clients. I would recommend you look into what the quarterly business review process is. If you're not sure, Google Mike Dugan quarterly business review. The article will probably pop right up.